Hello, my friends. Your buddy Phil here, project management trainer and coach. Happy holidays. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good rest this season, and we're getting towards the end of the year, the big run up. We have about 4 days left, and my question to you is, what are you doing to ace the exam if you're looking to take it within the next few days? Huge shout out to my student Tiffany, who is preparing. I know that you're working very hard, and I wanted to help fine tune your thoughts along with the thoughts of many of our other students. Okay. Now, here's the skinny of it. The PMP exam is all about mindset. You need to get into the mindset of what a great project manager who is not a draconian PM, but an inclusive servant leader oriented PM would do. So always seek to understand what the problem is first. When you understand what the problem is, or you understand what the grievance is, or you understand what the stakeholders are mad about, then you can act. Okay, so don't get into those rabbit holes of trying to solve the problem without understanding the problem. You always get questions that say, what should a PM do next? And then you have something that is not really assessing the problem. For example, your schedule is delayed. What should you do next? A, crash the schedule. B, fast track the schedule. C, seek to understand the problem, why you're off balance, why you're behind schedule. That's what you should do first. And that's one of the easy, low-hanging fruit ways of getting marks on the exam. Just looking to solve the real problem, looking to understand the problem. And after you have understood the problem, only then can you solve it. So there will be questions that give you the option of solving a problem without understanding it. Don't fall into those traps. The second type of questions that you could get are those that ask, what should the project manager do? And it will give you one way of linear, so agile thinking, and another way of linear, inclusive, diverse thinking. For example, the team wants to use software X. You feel that software X is a bad choice. What should you do? A, support the team's choice. B, restrict the team from going ahead. You see. If you restrict the team from going ahead, that's draconian, and that's not in the spirit of servant leadership. The PMI is really big in servant leadership. So when it comes to making decisions, the PMI would rather you make an inclusive decision that factors in everyone else's opinion as opposed to just deciding your way or the highway, if you get what I mean. Okay. The other types of questions that you can get are those I want to focus on a little bit today. These are more process group oriented, but it really comes in the form of what should the PM do next? And then you're given choices of what you could have done before, what you should have done before, and what you might actually do next. So let's go into a few of those just to get you in that mind zone. I'm going to give you some very simple questions. So let's say you just developed a project charter. What should you do next? Should you do a work report for the stakeholders, or should you do a project plan, or should you do a quality audit? What should you do next? Okay, if you guessed work report, you wouldn't do that because you don't have work being done. You just have a charter. So it wouldn't be A and it wouldn't be C. A quality audit needs to come after you have planned and you're carrying out your quality plan. So the best answer would be B. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, we change this configuration and we say you've developed a project plan. We can get rid of this, right? We'll get rid of this. I'll give you a different question here. So you've developed a project plan. What should you do next? Should it be a work performance report? Should it be a final report? or should it be a development of the project team? In your mind, what do you think should come first? Project plan is developed. What comes next? All right. So if you guessed final report, no, that will come at the end of the project. And work report, even though that is not a bad thing to do, you want to develop your team by equipping them with the skills needed, if you get what I mean, before the project continues in earnest. So these are just a few ways of thinking. Let me give you a few more easy ones, really easy peasy ones. Okay, so in this next one, we're going to say you have developed your scope baseline. Okay, what should come next? Should you work on developing the project plan? Should you work on WBS? Should you work on a project scope statement? All right. So the project manager is done with the scope baseline. What should the project manager do next? All right. If you guess WBS, that's wrong because the WBS is in the scope baseline already. If you guess project scope statement, that's wrong because the scope baseline is in the project scope statement, I beg your pardon, is in the scope baseline already. So the best answer is the project management plan, which is just casually called project plan, because inside your project management plan, you have your scope baseline. It makes sense to say, I am now putting my whole plan together now that I've got the baseline. Okay, so the most sensible thing would be A. All right, let me give you a few more in this vein. All right, so let's say we're in the world of a project and we are just done with the qualitative. We just did a qualitative risk analysis. And the question is, what should you do next? Should you, number one, categorize the risks? Should you find the risk score? Should you implement a response? What should the project manager do next? Should you categorize the risks? All right, should you find a risk score or implement a response? All right, if you guessed find the risk score, that is not correct because the risk score is already found if you have completed your qualitative risk analysis. Okay. So the idea is, finish my qualitative risk analysis, what do I do next? It won't be the risk score. And it also will not be to categorize the risks because your risks were categorized in your qualitative risk analysis. The best answer would be to implement a response. All right, are you having fun with these? If you're having fun with these, I want you to smash that like button and I want you to subscribe to the channel and share it with other people so that they get this information and awareness just like you are right now. For those of you getting ready for exam 2023, ending 2024, I need you to go on down to hpmexam.com because you can join courses where you can interact with me and hear how to break down lots of situational questions and interact with other PMPs in the making, and actually PMPs who have graduated as you prepare yourself towards exam success. All right. All right, let's go back to a few more situations. All right, the next one I'm going to give you is you are a project manager and you have just completed the process known as, let's talk about, you just did a quality control. Okay. What should you do next? Is it a quality audit? Is it an inspection? Is it a change request? What do you think? You just got done with quality control. What do you do next? All right. If you guessed change request, you are correct. That is what you would do because inspection has already been done. A quality audit should have been done in the managed quality process, right? Or quality assurance. So the best answer is I've done my quality audit, which is why I'm in quality control. I'm doing an inspection. So that's not what I would do next. What I would do next is to raise a change request. All right. I hope you found value from these, my friends. And again, smash the like button, subscribe. Don't forget to go to hpmexam.com. I have classes this weekend, next weekend. I will also be helping those of you who are looking to ace the exam. Before I go, I wanted to make it very clear the things you should be focusing on. Number one, make sure you got your Agile Manifesto values and principles down pat. 4 values to 12 principles, know them inside out. I would also recommend look on this channel for what I call my 36 PMP mindset mantras. These mantras accentuate the understanding of the syllabus for the PMP exam and make sure you get into that mindset. I call them the mindset mantras, okay? I would also recommend, let me put this on the screen just so that you've got it all in one place that you're looking at. Okay, so Agile Manifesto, values and principles at agilemanifesto.org, I believe it is. Also, my 36 mindset mantras. Okay, also highly recommend PMP, the PM radio.org, and just watch or listen. If you're on Spotify, you can watch it. If you're on Apple, then you got to listen and just look for my podcast everywhere. There are podcasts. It's the 40 Days to PMP Success podcast. That is just one of my podcasts. The second podcast is pmradio.org, and you want to look under the PMP exam radio show. Okay, these are all free resources I have available to you. And last but not least, for those of you who are on YouTube, if you've got 30 hours on your hands to really amp up your game for your PMP, I need you to watch these videos. I need you to go on down to PMP, pmradio.org. I believe this is the YouTube one. So the Apple one is study, I beg your pardon, study.pmradio.org. Just hit all of these links, but especially those of you who are taking your exam in the next few days, know your Agile Manifesto codes. Also go to scrumguides.org and read the Scrum Guide. It's only 13 pages. If you look on YouTube, you'll find my audio reading of the Scrum Guide. Just listen to that, absorb the information, understand it. Listen to my mindset mantras. Just search for 36 mindset mantras or just do crazy on mindset mantras. Search for it. You'll find them, okay? And then all these other bits. It is all going to help you towards the big finish, to hit this thing one time, fill it, and then come aboard and learn more even after the PMP exam. PMP exam is just the beginning. So if you want to come aboard with me and learn for the PMP, and also while you're doing that, just get one package where you can keep learning after PMP, because I teach leadership and success after the PMP, you might want to go to hpmexam.com. If you're already a PMP and like, okay, Phil, what do I do next? You might want to go to leadershipavenue.com. I have a program starting in January for those who are graduates and who want to learn how to dominate in the world of business with their PMP. All right. Thank you all very much. I wish you a lovely new year. If I don't speak to you before then, be safe. I'll see you in 2024.